Did that work? It did. Holy crap. What's up, everybody? My name's Aaron Ciotti. I have no webcam today. You should just call me Ciotti if you ever meet me. I think the audio should be going now. I've got levels, which I should really get in the habit of checking before I hit start streaming, but learn stuff the hard way. So the power kept going out yesterday and the day before here at my apartment, and it would appear that it cooked my brand new 2 week old $80 goddamn webcam. So no webcam today. It will not power on when hooked up to either the hub or the USB hub it was hooked up to, or the computer or whatever. So I guess I'll be taking a trip to Best Buy this afternoon to... I had to go anyway because my second Hero 7 died again, I think on the first battery this time. So yeah, hopefully they'll swap it out and we'll be good. So I guess we're stuck doing editing streams today, which is not the end of the world, but was not the plan. So let me try to find. I can't. For some reason, Premiere has been very strange about where it's putting these project files, and that's the one that I was looking for. I couldn't find it a minute ago for whatever reason. So we'll finish up the what's up to me. We'll finish up the edit that we were working on last time. And hopefully I can have this all fixed by tomorrow at 8 o'clock at night so we can have a normal stream. We've got to tear the Acrobrat apart again because I didn't mark. Apparently my single board RunCam split control board is dead. And either I didn't notice that it died, or I just didn't mark it because it's dead, and I didn't know that it was dead, and I put it in the Acrobrat, and I've got no HD. So I got that going for me, which is really shitty. All right, so let me show you, like I did last time. Let me show you guys where I'm at in this edit. I'll turn the I'll bring the speakers in. And we'll just let the speakers blast at the microphone here so that you guys can get some audio, because I still haven't had a chance to try to troubleshoot why I can't put system audio into OBX. I'm not the only one with that problem. I've seen that problem before. But yeah, let's see kind of where we're at so far as a starting point, and then we'll pick up right around here pretty much. This is looking like where we stopped, so we'll fill in the rest of the song, wrap it up, and yeah, we should be good to go. So let me play this where we're at now, and then hopefully it doesn't. Let me turn on the proxies. Hopefully it doesn't make my computer have a heart attack, and then I'll hit the chat real quick just to get caught up, and yeah, we'll get to work. So let's see if it'll play big first, and then we'll reduce quality as needed. Let me do this. Let me close some of the windows I've got opened. I've got about 1,000 windows open in Chrome, and last time that's one of the things that was giving OBX a hard time. Oh, let me also hide the OBX window. That seems to help as well. We're limping along. Old computers, you got to do some things that, I don't know, words. Trying to think about which of these I can close and which I don't want to close. So just bear with me. And Crossfire Manual, don't need that. Ooh, 4.1 Tuning Notes Guide. We could go over that today. We could talk about the 4.1 notes, but I haven't read these yet. So you guys, I would literally have to read them out loud, and that's maybe weird. If you guys really want to do that, though, post in the chat, and we can spend a little bit of time there. Okay, I got this out of here. I got this out of here. All right. And let me close this window. And let me close this window. All right, cool. So Chrome is in a good spot. And now I want to close OBX. All right, cool. So let's see if this will play. This is where we're at on this trees going orange, tiny little parking lot edit thus far. Great, no sound. That's gone well. We're off to a good start. I have everything muted. Well, did I cook the audio values down already? Let me see. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I can leave the prop sound on. So let's bring that up. I'll unmute everything, and then let me just bring the audio levels down. Take a guess here. This is track 3? Yeah, track 3. And then music is on track 4. That's good at 0 dB. All right, let's try this again. Jesus. Let me also... Hey, there's some audio. Let me mark this as my endpoint. There we go. All right. I probably want to turn this down a little bit. Cool. Let's see if it'll work this time. So I gotta fix that. Alright, so I think that's pretty much where we left off. So I also kind of like sleeping on an edit before it's finished. And I almost might start sleeping on edits when they're like halfway finished, as this one sort of is. Because I'm seeing all kinds of stuff that I don't like. First and foremost, I got to figure out what I'm doing with the audio. For some reason, like, some of these tracks don't have any audio. And I'm not totally sure why that is. Let's investigate a little bit here. It could be because Premiere is very weird about the... Premiere is very weird about the audio lately. Like, I'll import some stuff and it just won't have audio, and then I'll import something else and it will. I might like it without the audio, though. I might like it without the prop noise, I should say. Let me really quick, I'm going to call out the spots where I'm not digging it. So there's no... I want to make that launch coincide with something in the music. Alright, hang on. Hang on. I'm just all around unhappy right now. Let me take everything and move it down a little bit. Because the first thing that's happening is... it doesn't even... it's missing a note at the beginning of the song, which drives me, as a musician, drives me insane. It's 1 2 3 4 5 do 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 do, but right now it's just going do 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 do, and that's kind of because of the that's because of this audio ramp that I put in the beginning here. But there's just no reason not to fix that. So let's pull this 14 over, and then we'll pull this 14 over, and then we'll extend the beginning. Oh, and it took that with it, so that should fix it. Let's see. So that's a lot better. Did you guys hear? Yeah, here, hold on. Let me turn the volume up. So now we got that first note back. Ready? Right, so that's a little better. I actually want to take a little bit of it off. Let's take, because we're getting an extra note in there now. Alright, let's try that. Better. That's what I want. That's just the 5 notes, right? You guys hear it? Ba 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 ba. So now let's see if we can get this launch to coincide with something. So it should coincide with that last note on there. Boom. On that last note is where, but what's going to happen, what I line this up with is this hit. I line this up with this right here. That thump. But we can cheat it, and we can fast forward the turn this down a little bit. We can fast forward the video before it so that they both coincide. Okay, and I'm also going to move this. I'm going to move this a little bit. I'm going to push this audio back the slightest. No. Do I want it forward or back? So there's the thump. There's the frame with the thump. But I want the thump to coincide with this tree really freezing. Nah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll leave it. I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to fix the beginning part. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here, right before the motion really starts to kick off. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to right-click everything before it, and we're going to speed it up. Where the hell is it? Speed duration. So we're going to speed it up to, let's try 102. Well, let's look at the numbers. Right here. 70, so at 100% it's 706. That's 7 seconds and 6/30ths of a second. So if we go to 102, it goes to 701, so we save 5/30ths of a second. Because it's 30 frames a second. So I don't think that's going to be quite enough. Let's go to 105. I bet you that'll be just about right. And then we got to pull this like this. All right, so let's see where that lands us. A little bit better, right? It's on that fifth ba that I want it to launch. Ready? So I can also pull this back a little bit and extend the cross dissolve. Maybe not. That looks all right. Pull this out a little bit. Yeah, that's better. For sure better. Alright, let me keep going. There was plenty of other stuff that I didn't like. Not plenty of other stuff, I shouldn't say that. So it looks like there's a couple people that want to talk about 4.1, so we'll do that. Cool. Alright, so there's a... Alright, ready? I'll call it out. Did you see that stop? That little jerk, ready? Boom, right there. So I want that to coincide with the music, because if it coincides... Alright, so here's a diatribe about covering up mistakes. One of the things... So I'm going to cover this mistake up. See how I snapped? I changed the set point quickly, and it's not smooth anymore. If I coincide that with the music, it'll look less like an error. So you can really see it there. Smooth, 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 boom. There's just a notch where Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to get this lined up by shrinking it down a little bit. By speeding it up a little bit, I should say, with the hit and the music. And I think the hit and the music is right about here. There it is. Duh, duh. Duh, duh, duh. That's it right there. There's the hit and the music. So I need to bring... Alright, so here's how you can do this really quickly, right? So let's count how many frames it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need to shorten this by 9 frames. So we're going to hit here, and we're going to go to speed and duration again. And here's our number of frames. Right now the duration is 22 seconds and 2 frames, basically. So what did I say, 9, I think? So I need to shorten it up by 9. So 2202, 2125, so that's 7. 2202, that's too many. So will it let me do values? Yeah, it will. Look at that. So that's 7. I need 2 extra. I need to get to 23, and there it is. Maintain audio, that's fine. So yeah, there's our 7 frames, and that didn't work. That's weird. Or did it? Hold on. Oh no, it did. Okay, okay. I thought the hit was over here. So there we go. That's how we get that to connect, and that's a very subtle thing, but let's see if it worked. See what I mean? You don't notice it. When it hits with the music, you don't notice it. Now, I did move this back, so that's going to shift. The reason why you want to try to get this stuff figured out as you're doing it is because when you start doing what I'm doing here, it's going to start to shift everything else. So now I'm going to have to fix everything else, which is kind of annoying. That's why you want to sleep on an edit in the middle versus when it's done. If you sleep on it in the middle, you only have half the length to fix if you decide you don't like something like this. So yeah, not a bad idea. Especially when you start to get frustrated like I do often. So let's pick something else out that sucks. Yeah, so that doesn't line up quite as well now. The video is now a little bit early. And like we were talking about last time, if anything, you want video to be late and audio to be early. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing here. We have a speed of motion, and then we have a stop. So we have a So fast, fast, fast. Turn this down a little bit. It's kind of obnoxious. The audio is kind of obnoxious when I'm scrubbing through. Alright, so I'll cut it there. And I'm only going to have to speed this up like the tiniest little bit because we're really close on this one. I could probably leave it, but you just when it's really close but not quite perfect, it doesn't look like a mistake, but you don't get any impact from it. So what if I do this? 0.5. That's probably enough. Let's pull this. See where that leaves us. Oh no, did I just make it worse? I did, I made it worse. I went the wrong way. I want to slow it down. Wait, really? Yeah, the video is early. How the hell did that happen? I must have just straight up missed that last time. That's interesting. Oh yeah, because there's the thump there. Oh, I'm stupid. It's because I pulled it back. It's because I've been pulling everything back. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Nice, bud. Oh yeah, I gotta get to the comments. Hang on a second, guys. Let me just fix this up, and then I'll get to the comments. Oh, look at this. I can just extend this for... I bet you if I just... I bet you I had it lined up right, and I just need to extend it this amount that I cut off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 frames. Let me extend this 8 frames. And it should line back up. So we're going to go 100 point... wait, no, we're... So 8 frames... 8 plus 6, maths. Alright, so we need 14. What? Why? Why is it going down? Duration should go up. What? What? Oh, I'm stupid. Man, am I stupid. Alright, hold on. What did I say? I needed 8 frames. I need to go slower. 8 frames. So I need 2206. Wait, 2006. Wow. I just woke up, guys, not too long ago. Oh my god. We're off the rails. We're off the rails, everybody. The goddamn webcam's not working. What do I need? I need to add 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2014. Jesus, 2014. 99.5. 2009. Nope. 0.2, nope, just 99. Oh no, look at that. So I need to go 98.8, nope, 0.7, nope, 0.6. Oh, what? Oh, I accidentally clicked. 98.6, 0.14, there we go. Hey, wow, that was way harder than it should have been. Editing is hard. That's better. See it? Now we're talking. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, that's a little abrupt. I don't know why I was okay with that the other day. That just looks unfinished. And there's no... Maybe that's where maybe that's where I gave up. I bet you this is what was frustrating me, and this is why I gave up. It just makes no sense. It goes from... The color tones really change. We're going from like light green and oranges to dark green. This is a shit. This is a shit transition. From that to that. That sucks. Oh god. All right, let me hit the comments. Ty K just asked a good question, so let me get caught up on the comments. While I'm doing that, I'll just throw something on. Something random on with no audio. What do we got? A Tarsier battery? Three-inch battery with the Tarsier? Oh, but it's in 4K, so it's not going to play worth a damn. Oh my god, why does it record audio that sounds like that? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Let's just grab anything. Any old thing. Let's go here. Just something. Just anything. I'll mute it. Alright, cool. So, getting caught up on the chat. Nabi, what's up? House blog. No audio coming through. All right, cool. Then we got Supercell. How are you, man? Private Island is rebuilding everything. Private Island, I know how you feel. Believe me, I do. Kenneth Deli says, hot mess Ciotti, indeed. House blog, talking to Nabi. Private Island, how are you? Supercell, how much more time you need? Christian Rasmussen says, sound! Thank you, Christian. Quad Quad McJelly Drone. That's a pretty good one. That's respect, Quad McJelly Drone. It's a good name. I just lost my place. How could I lose my place with Quad McJelly Jelly Drone? What? Where are they? There it is. Okay. Quad McJelly Drone, and then we've got Nabi, Supercell, Houseblog. What's happening over here? Let me set this to go again. Blow the battery before it. Right. Houseblog has been enjoying the editing. Last week's stream got him inspired to edit something for the first time in a long time. Awesome, man. I didn't think of that, but that is fantastic. I love to hear that. Good question by Supercell. Are you getting the new Hero 8? Probably not, because it looks like it'll need new mounts. It also looks like there really aren't any big advantages to it. I really, and it also looks like it's a built-in lens, which is just horrible for us. So I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go there, and I did notice the 7 Black went down in price. I don't know how that works, because when I bought the Session 5 with the insurance plan, it had bottomed out on price, and then eventually I had to pay more when I couldn't get another session and I had to go to the Hero 7 Black. I had to pay $200 more. So I don't know how it works. I don't know if I assume they don't give me back money. I mean, I'm assuming that the $400 credit that I have with the protection plan will. I don't know. I'm going to go and ask them what the deal is when I'm swapping out this webcam. So we'll see. But unless I have to for what to maintain that extra credit or whatever, I will not be getting the Hero 8 unless there is some amazing thing about it, like it's extra durable. I know it is 14% lighter, which is intriguing, but unless it's more durable, that doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to fly it on a freestyle rig. I'm only going to fly it on this cinema rig that I just got done with, that I would love to show you. It's a dolphin frame, but my goddamn webcam doesn't work, so I can't show it to you guys. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens at Best Buy. Kenneth Daly says Sunday makes fire edits. I hope so, man. Still haven't finished. MB says still haven't finished the edit. Of course not. I wanted to save it for you guys. That's my excuse. Supercell would love to hear 4.1 notes, as would Houseblog. Haven't switched to 4.1 yet. Waiting to see how it went for other people. It's been pretty good-ish for me. I'm not totally sold on it yet, but it seems pretty good. All right. Supercell is switching from Falco to 4.1, so he needs to know all that he can. So yeah, we'll spend a little bit of time with the 4.1 notes. Spudnik had another death roll on his Acrobrat, but still managed to make an edit. Spudnik, why is it happening? Are you sure? Do you know if it's a desync versus a failsafe? Failsafe is going to freeze your controls for a full second, and then it'll drop pretty even. A desync will be a very specific arm drop, an instantaneous death roll. Failsafes will usually kind of like float to the ground like a feather, because everything shuts off at the same time. Whereas death rolls, one motor drops, and so that arm will like violently drop, and it'll usually instantly go into a spiral. If it's a desync, it's probably either motor or ESC. But yeah, I'm curious as to which it is. You might even have it like totally troubleshot already. All of these end abruptly because I crash and break everything. And the GoPro operates on a buffer. So when it slams, you lose like the last 10 seconds of your footage or whatever. All right. Back to the chat. Ty K asks, what's a good typical all-up weight on a 2S 2-inch versus 3-inch. So for me, I'm kind of over the 2-inch thing. Those props, just I do want to put one together and leave it. It'll be my one 2-inch rig, but I don't think it's going to get flown all that much because the 2-inch props really sacrifice efficiency. The distance between the tips of the props, so the tips of the props create turbulence, and the more distance between the tips of the props, the more time that turbulence has to smooth out, and the more efficient. This is why going down from a 4-blade to a 3-blade and then a 3-blade to a 2-blade increases efficiency each time. So on a 2-inch prop, two bad things happen. A, the diameter of the prop is smaller, so no matter what, the tips of the blades are going to get closer together. But the other thing that happens is you have to add more blades to get enough surface area to make enough thrust. So like there's a couple tri-blade 2-inch props out there that tend to struggle a little bit, and then I really like the 4-blade 2-inch props. But again, you're doing the two things that affect efficiency in the worst way. Adding blades and shrinking the diameter of the prop. So the tips of the blades are very, very close together. So yeah, 2-inch is tough. Because of all that, you want to really keep the all-up weight down on a 2-inch rig. Stating a number is really difficult because it depends on about a million different things. But basically, with a 2-inch rig, as light as you possibly can, look for a frame that's like 15 grams maybe. Look for motors that are very, very light, 3, 4, 5 grams per motor. And then for 3-inch, you can go pretty nuts. I mean, my Acrobrat is at about 260 or 270 all up weight, and it's got 1507 motors that make some good jam. So that thing is totally fine at that all up weight. I have another 3-inch rig that's about 180 all up. That flies great too. It's got less throw, but still flies just fantastic. Or you can go if those everything I'm talking about is with HD. I'm trying to fly HD on everything at this point. If you don't care about HD, you can go to a toothpick style setup and just run an FPV camera and continue to reduce the weight and get even more performance. So a lot of different factors. I don't necessarily know if I would target an all-up weight. I would more target like a proven setup. You know, if you don't need HD, Kebab's setup is proven. Go with one of his proven toothpick setups. If you want HD, that's what I talk a lot about. So go with one of the setups that I've discussed a bunch of times. You know, 2-inch props, 1103, 1104, 1105 motors, 2.5-inch props, 1304 motors, 3-inch props, 1306 minimum. If there was like a 1405, I think that would be perfect, but there isn't yet. Or if you're going heavy, 1507, or if somebody makes a 1506, I'd be thrilled. Seems to be a really good spot. So that's how I've had the best luck picking setups, because you can kind of shift the all up weight around on a specific prop size and still have something that flies good. It'll fly differently. The smaller the prop and the heavier the all up weight is going to have them fall out of the sky quicker. But you might want that. You might not want something that's so floaty, that takes so long to come down. Different all-up weights work better for different flight styles too. So yeah, try different all-up weights and amounts of power, and you'll find one that works best for your brain. Supercell says filters within Betaflight makes racing better. Racing better than Falco now. That's interesting. RPM knocks a lot of factors out that Falco had. Yeah, I never tried Falco, but I did try like the new, whatever the newest version of Flight 1 was, and it just wasn't better than Betaflight, flat out. I mean, there was just nothing about it that was really better than Betaflight. So yeah, Squints asks, so did you enjoy Stone Summit? Squints, my brain enjoyed climbing. My body has not enjoyed climbing. The only exercise that I get is, so I work at home now. At least when I worked in an office, I would go for walks and stuff. But now that I've been working at home for the last like 3 months, the only exercise that I get is walking to the mailbox, which is probably all of about 200 feet away. Not to mention that I kind of ditched any active hobbies about 15 years ago, so I'm just in terrible shape. I'm saved by the fact that I have a crazy metabolism, so I don't get fat. But like I have no, I have like no muscle mass and just no endurance whatsoever. So I had fun. It ripped the shit out of my hands. My hands really hurt. I have band-aids all over my hands. Um, so that's kind of annoying. But yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun. I would love to do it again. The only thing that worries me is it's kind of expensive. But it seems like my buddy Chris, with his membership or whatever, it seems like he can get a guest in for free whenever he wants. So I'll just piggyback off him and just go when he goes. Yeah, see if I don't know. We'll see. I do want to go again. I'm hoping that it doesn't shred my hands like it did every time. I have to assume that I'll build up some calluses. It's oddly my pinkies. Like it rubbed all the skin off my pinkies, which is weird. I guess I was death gripping, or maybe the skin on my pinkies is just really thin or some shit. Who knows? But yeah, I had a good time. There was like this one route that was there's like 8 levels of color. The first 2 were like very easy, and then the third one it got really hard. And there was this route that I kept trying that was tough, and I just got stuck on that one. I just had to do it, and I didn't get all the way to the top on that route, but I got past the one part where you had to kind of like throw yourself up and not release this one hold and grab this other hold upside down and then move your feet. And I did get that by the end of the night, so I had that little sense of accomplishment, so that was cool. But yeah, I had a good time. Cool. The thing I think I liked most is the people that were there. Like it was, I don't go to the gym because of the people that are there. To be brutally honest, it's just not my scene. I don't want to have anything to do with the people that are at usual gyms. I know there's some gyms that are better than others, but on the whole, gyms are just smelly, and I just don't dig them. The smell is whatever, but it's just fucking gross. I don't like working out. I really don't. So if there's anything that I don't like about it, my brain just focuses on that, and then I don't ever go again. But the going climbing was cool because the people that were there, I could tell, were like my people, right? Green, granola folks that, just aren't assholes. So that was cool. I definitely did like that about it. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Supercell says, let me know what they say about the warranty. Hypersmooth 2.1. That's interesting. It's supposed to be stronger glass. Yeah, it might be stronger glass, but shit, man, if you can't replace that outer lens, yeesh. Should be able to get store credit and pick up a new SD card for a GoPro. Oh, really? Huh. That's pretty cool. Oh, I'll get another battery. Oh, God, yeah. An extra Hero 7 battery would be sick. Nice. Thanks, Daniel. That's, I hope that is the case. Supercell says they've always just given me a gift card when I return mine for the reminder of the receipt. Sick. Cool. Big oily guy's name is Jim. JP. What's up, Jim? Nabi does calisthenics. You don't need a gym. Yeah, I would love to do stretching and calisthenics, but again, I just don't like any of that stuff. So it's really hard for me to convince myself to do it. It's one of the biggest problems that I have with clinical depression, which I have pretty nasty, is that like if I'm doing something I don't enjoy, it really tends to trigger the depression, and I have to be really kind of careful because I can very easily. It actually happened yesterday. I was very sore, and my brain just started to get sad, and I lost like half the day to it. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. It's interesting because it's supposed to be the opposite. Like um, exercising uh, stimulates the serotonin, stimulates the serotonin release. But clinical depression, one of the things is it's a chemical imbalance, and so like I'm on medication, Lexapro, for that to kind of regulate the amount of serotonin in my brain. So I think what's going on is when I work out now, there's like I found a happy medium of so that when you get put on any of these SSRI medicines, any depression medications, um, there are months that go by where you have to really dial in the dosage, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams, once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. So I'm in a place right now where I've done that, and I found like some sort of a happy medium um, with the amount of serotonin, and now all of a sudden, I'm making a big change, and so in theory, it was just my brain, for lack of a better word, being confused by the different amount or whatever. So maybe I just have to regulate it again. Who knows? I will figure it out or die. So yeah, there's my tangent for the morning or the day. It's not morning. It's only morning for me, who just woke up because I'm a lazy sack of shit. So there we go. Caught up on the chat. Now we can get back to editing. Let's keep picking this edit apart. All right, so let's. I might even. There's a bobble in here that I don't. That little bobble I don't love. Maybe I'll cut it. No. Please don't die, Private Island says. I'll do my best. No promises. It's a really, really shitty mental illness, my man. I'll be honest. But I wake up every day and I do my best. And that's all I can do. Maybe if I cut out this stupid... so what I don't like here, I cross-coordinate the sticks, cross-coordinate left to rotate relatively flat around this tree, and then I didn't return the sticks to center evenly. Well, no, I didn't. I just didn't move the sticks evenly. So see the horizon, and then boom, the horizon rotates. I don't like that rotation. So I'm gonna cut it here where it's level, and let's see where that puts us for this next cut. See what that looks like. So that looks better. That looks less like a mistake in the editing, I think. But there's still that big change in what we're seeing, right? So we've got like the left rotation works. The fact that we're rotating to the left on both definitely works. But it's still such a jarring change in light to darkness. So how can we fix that? I mean, I could fix it by picking it up right here, actually. What do we do here? Is this another cut? No, it's not. Interesting. All right, let me try this. Let me just try to put a quick little dissolve in. That might be enough for this to not look like a mistake. You also drop these down. So in order to put a dissolve, in order to put a cross dissolve, I should say, your video has to be on the same track. That's not the one. It's this one. All right, here we go. Put a little so that it defaults the cross dissolves to a full second, which is way too long. try 5 frames. That's going to be a really quick one. But see how nice that looks? Oh god, I'm going to sneeze. Yikes. All right. Yeah, see how much more it just... So when you do a 5-frame cross dissolve, it's quick enough to drive home like syncing up a change in video to a beat in the audio, but it just makes it look more on purpose. I could even cut that out. I mean, there is that little prop wash wiggle in there. That's a right rotation? What is this? Is this a left? Of course it's a left rotation. God damn it. Where's a right rotation that I could possibly cut that in with? That's another left. I need to keep that, so... Alright, we'll make this work. I mean, I think it already kind of works. Lurks great. Yeah, that prop wash shutter is pretty minimal. That's what happens when on a tuning battery you get carried away. What the hell just happened? I accidentally clicked like 18 times in a row. Let me try this. I'm going to try to really hack this down. I really don't like that stall and prop wash wiggle. So, whop, we got the big rotation, and then we slowly slow it down. So, what if... Slowly, slowly, boom. What if I grab it when it's horizontal? Chop it. I'll put a little bit longer of a transition in here. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Let's try a full 30 frame cross dissolve. I'm just more curious right now. Nah, that's horrible. Well, let's just shorten it up. Let's go all the way down to 10, see what happens. So that hides the wiggle. That hides the prop wash, rather. And so you don't get... Nice, Supercell. That's awesome. Ask Supercell. Ask questions. I'm gonna skip a lot of stuff. So ask questions. Ask like those technical questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? Where do I go for this? What's an adjustment layer? That kind of stuff. We're gonna do an adjustment layer dead last because it just crushes my computer when I do it on the fly and leave the adjustment layer on. That's when we'll get into color grading and just general post processing. Man, I might cut this even shorter. I'm going to cut it on this thump. This thump right here. This is actually where I'm going to cut it. I'm going to really chop this down. I have a tendency to leave too much in. I have plenty of... I don't like that. Oh, well, no, it doesn't have the cross dissolve in it. Yeah, when you have enough footage, chop like the Dickens. Alright, so that's definitely too long. Let's bring this down. Come down to 10 frames. LUTs are not something that I really am a fan of. All a LUT is a stupid name for a post-processing preset. I I don't really agree with them. I will use them to get ideas, and if it's just right, I'll leave it. But for the most part, I will just use them to like kind of get me in a creative space. Yeah. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to delete this adjustment layer when I'm done with it. Oh, I already have one right above it. So let me just throw this adjustment layer on here. So up here in Lumetri Color, there's a creative section. And the creative section has these looks, and these looks are your LUTs. And so if you look over here, it's going to update on the fly, right? So let's just get it. All right, so we're looking at that. So we applied this gold heat. Here it is without it, and here it is with it, right? All this is a custom preset of Supercell. No such thing. Everybody will always bail 30 seconds in. Not everybody, but most people will always bail 30 seconds in. I don't know what it is. I used to work in SEO. It is just an attention span thing. The people that will stay to the end are going to stay to the end almost no matter what. They're the people that actually care. So yeah, front load and make sure your first 30 seconds, we talked about this a little bit last time. I spend more time on the first 30 seconds to a minute of my edit than the rest of the edit combined. Exactly for that reason. Put your strongest stuff up front, and just give them a reason, and then just try not to think about it because it's just frustrating. But yeah, so these are the LUTs. I will flip through them. A little trick is you put your mouse pointer here on the look, you click it. MC, it's because I didn't set it up early enough. I only well, that's weird that it didn't show up in the subscription list, but I only set the stream up like a half an hour before I came on. Did that happen to anybody else? Did it not? Is it not showing up in your sub list? That's weird. I probably can't do anything about it. But so here's a trick with these looks to really go through them quickly. Put your mouse over it. Put your left hand on the your left pinky goes on the shift button. The return button. Your your left index finger. Jesus Christ on a crutch. Your left pinky goes on the return button. Your right index finger goes on the arrow up or arrow down button. You click. You arrow down. You return, and it selects the next LUT down. Click, arrow down, return. Click, arrow down, return. And you can look through these LUTs very quickly. So let me get to a frame that has a little bit more of the scene in it. All right, so there we go. So yeah, like I said, I will just look through these LUTs to see if any of them kind of strike my fancy. All right, it came up in Nabee's sub list. That's cool. Same thing with Mr. Tux. All right, cool. Good. So yeah, like I said, I'll look through these LUTs just to kind of get me thinking, but I will almost always end up setting them to none and just doing the work myself. If I want something that's warmer, I'm going to do it with the temperature here. If I want more green, I'm going to do it with tint. If I want some more purple or pink, I'm going to do it with tint as well. If I'm too dark, I'm going to bring up the exposure. Contrast always comes up because I film in flat, so we're always going to add a big chunk of contrast here. Highlights in this particular case are going to come down because the sky was very bright. The ground was in shadows, so we're going to bring the highlights down to get... Yeah, personal presets are good, Sean. All it is really a LUT, though, and the reason why... The big reason why I don't use the LUTs or the creative looks is that I don't want a preset being applied to different days. I want to customize the post processing for each project that I work on. So do it, adjusting the exposure individually on each one of these. Is just the way that I personally like to do it. The main reason being I come from a stills background, and that's that's just kind of the way that you do it with stills. You don't really use a pre-cooked preset nearly as often. What I do like about the LUTs is they have some of the lens correction in them, which is really nice. I actually need to get I need to download one of the GoPro ones to kind of play around with it. But yeah, I mean, it just, the LUTs also have a tendency to add color correction post-processing in, which is just kind of not my thing. But to each their own. The LUTs and the presets can definitely save time, but personally, I do it manually because I'm comfortable, mainly because I'm comfortable doing that. So there you go. They are like an Instagram filter, which is not a bad thing. All right, well, Sean, then you know. Yeah, not a bad thing. It's easy to you suck if you use presets. It's not right at all. If a preset looks awesome, it probably includes something that you didn't think to do, so that's a good thing. But everybody has their own method, and this is mine. So yeah, this is roughly like, this is a really quick adjustment layer that I'm doing here, just to kind of give you guys a feel for what we're going to do at the end of the project, to get it looking a little bit better. Well, vibrance ain't really doing much. Not many colors in there that vibrance is affecting. A little bit of that. I run my sharpening pretty low, so we'll move that up a little bit. Not too much though, because it gets kind of hairy all at once. So there's a super quick post-process for you guys in terms of like what I'll usually look at, and we can see what it did and didn't do by toggling this track on and off. So on and off. Just brings it to life. And now it's not long enough to keep applying. Off, or wait, off, on, off, on, off, on. Oh, no, I ran out. But I'm going to delete it because I just rushed through it, and it just makes the computer run like ass. Bitefrost video. Steel is working on getting... You know what? Let me text him right now. He texted me this morning. I am swinging by Steel's in a little bit to grab a UFL antenna from him, and he is testing Bitefrost today, and we're going to go fly for a minute. So I will let you guys know tomorrow if you want to come at 8 o'clock Eastern time. No. Wait. Well, I guess it depends. Tomorrow, if Joshua streams 8 to 10, I'll do my stream 10 to 12 as per normal. If Joshua doesn't stream tomorrow, I will steal his spot again like I'm doing today. So there you guys go. And maybe I'll have something to say about Bitefrost. All right, let me just shoot this text real quick. All right, sick. Cool. So let's keep working this. All right, I'm still not super happy with this. I almost want to combine these two. I almost want to combine that motion with this motion. That's what this is missing. This has been missing something, and that's what it's been missing. I need to combine something. Let's try this. Let's try cutting it here. Sometimes if I just keep cutting more and more and more, eventually it looks right. I know that seems insane, but hey man, whatever works. And by cutting more and more and more, potentially you're just cutting more shit out. You know, just only show your best work. Something I learned in photography a long time ago is only show your best work. I see a couple people tagging me. Let me just get this to a decent place, and then I'm going to read those comments. I think maybe we're getting closer. I think I need to cut this. Cut the beginning of this a little bit, actually. What I'm trying to do is match, since one's rotating right and one's rotating left, I need to match up the speed at which they're rotating. Let's try 15 for the transition to really disappear. And we're getting there. I'm liking this more and more. Interesting. That might be it. What do you guys think? Is that the best it's been? Or do you just want to not hear this section of the song over and over again? If that's the case, that's totally fine. Oh, that even lines up again. That's nice. Hold on, though. Let me make sure. Where's the snap? There's the snap. So it's a little early. This is what I was talking about, and make sure it's not too early. This would have actually been too early, and when I put this into YouTube, for whatever reason, YouTube tends to I don't know if this is true or not, but I swear that YouTube makes stuff not line up quite right sometimes. And this might be one of those cases where that would have happened. All right, hold on. God damn it. What do I need to do? I need to make... What's the keystroke to just... There's a keystroke to just scooch something. I just want to scooch this. There it is. It's command. You hold command. So let's see. How many frames? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frames. I gotta find 6 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if I push it that far back, it won't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's push it back 2. 1, 2. And so I'll go in here. I'll adjust the speed. I already knocked the speed down on this one, so I need to add 2. So I'm 428. I need to get it up to 5 even. So 0.2. Oops, nope. I need to slow it down more, actually. 0.8. 0.9. 0.7. 0.6. 0.5. 0.4. What the why isn't it? 94. No. 95. 428. 429. Oh, okay. Right. 501. Okay. So 92.5. No. It's too long now. It's too slow now. 0.5. 0.9. 93. 501. 93.5. There we go. Now we're getting it. All right. Better. All right. I'm happy with that. Okay. To the chat. MC Creations has lots of videos to edit here too. Yeah, I'm over a year deep into semi-decent footage that needs work. Man, I'm exhausted and sore. Oh, farts. All my video quads have been broken for 6 weeks. FDS, FPV quad ventures. Dude, get them going. Are you waiting on parts? What's happening? Damn, dude. Mex asks, did anybody build Fly Kebab's Toothpick 3? Are the differences much bigger than his regular toothpick? I have not built one, but I have had toothpicks back in 2017, and yes, the difference between even like 2.5 inch and 3 inch are real. The big jump happens between 2 and 2.5, but there is also a real jump between 2.5 and 3. So yeah, definitely more performance on the 3 inch rig, and the thing is, a 2.5 inch prop is only a rig with 2.5 inch props to 3 inch props. The total size of the rig, the width of the rig, is only changing by 1/2 inch, because it's only changing by an inch, because no, I'm sorry, it is the total width is only changing by 1/2 inch, because each prop is only each blade is only 1/4 inch longer. So it's the size of the quad is not changing much at all, nor is the weight. So it's almost a free lunch going from 2.5 to 3. So yeah, there's that. House Blog is looking forward to some good video info on Bite Frost from the community. You and me both. MC Creations, my problem is that my cell phone battery isn't big enough to watch 2 live streams. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, Kyle, I thought I was going to as well. I asked Joshua about it last night. Kyle K says, I thought I was going to stream from Broadway's channel again. And Joshua just said he's just going to skip his stream for today. So yeah, I was hoping, but whatever, it's okay. It was a problem last time. We don't have a way of getting getting the stream to close if I'm streaming on his stream from my OBS. So yeah, we didn't spend any time since the last stream trying to figure that out. So that's on both of us. Tuck's calling out me name dropping. Humble brag all day, son. Supercell says, did you ever come to Knoxville to fly with Joshua Bardwell? If so, we need to go fly. Live like 10 minutes from him. Nice. Yeah, he invited me up to the quad camp at his house to be an instructor or whatever. So I went up there for that. And the other time I've been up that way is when my wife and I went to Asheville for our honeymoon. And I flew some spots in Asheville. Actually, no, it wasn't for our honeymoon. It was just for fun. The first time we went to Asheville was for our honeymoon, but that was before FPV. So yeah, I have been up there. I do need to get back up there. I want to go up there and do a tuning video with the Acrobrat, because there's kind of no point for me coming up there to do the build. The building just takes too damn long, and it's not like he's going to learn anything from me on the build side of things. So maybe at least with micros I can help out with the tuning, because it is a little bit different. Kyle K says, is it right because it's right or because you're sick of it? There's a lot of that in editing. That's why I don't mind just stopping and sleeping on it, because when I look at it with a fresh set of eyes the next day, if it was right because I was sick of it, I'll notice it, like what I've been doing so far today. So yeah, good point, Kyle K. MC Creations, talking to the House Blog. Okay, good. Nabi asks, why does your live stream always get 1 dislike every time? I try not to look at likes, dislikes. I do try to look at comments until the comments become negative. If the comments ever become negative, I'm going to have to stop looking at them. I just don't deal well with that shit for reasons that I've talked about before. I try to be honest. I don't want to go banging on the depression thing over and over and over again. But yeah, there's just certain things that I know for my own mental health I should not be looking at, and the likes, dislikes are one of them. So I don't know why that happens. I don't think I can affect it in any way either. So live and let live, I guess. MC Creation says, Ciotti, if you see my FPV videos in the other channel, the ones with quads, it's just crash after crash. Yeah, so are mine. I crash a lot, and then I just edit it out. Although lately I've been trying to not edit it out. I just drop it in the end, which people seem to like. So you're in good company there. If you're crashing a lot, that means that you're pushing yourself. There is a fine line, though. There's a fine line between pushing yourself and learning versus trying. So if your skill level is at if steel is at a 10 and if you're at a 5, all right, so let me, I'll use myself as an example. 1, first day I ever flew, 10 steel, because I do think that in terms of freestyle, he is at the top. There are plenty of other pilots that are close, but I think he has the most stick time. I think he's the closest to hitting that humongous number of hours required for muscle memory to really kick in for us to see mastery. So let's say I am, let's say I'm at a, out of 10, I think maybe I'm at like a 6 or a 7 right now. I crash trying things that are a 7 or an 8, maybe a 9. I don't crash doing things that are a 10 because, frankly, I don't think I learn anything from them. But I crash a lot trying things that are a 7 or an 8. And when I do that, I learn because the crash and the attempt wasn't so far above my head. I can actually see what the hell was happening and why I wrecked, so I can actually learn something for that crash. When I go for something that's completely off the reservation, way outside of my skill level, if I'm in an amazing spot and like it's, I'm doing it for the edit, sure, but that doesn't happen a lot. Typically, most of my flying is done in practice spots and just tuning and stuff like that. Not necessarily like the most epic location ever. So yeah, that's kind of where I approach that. So how I approach that, and that's how I've been able to continue to get better without plateauing. So yeah, just make sure your crashes are hopefully within the realm of possibilities for your skill level, and you will be, in my opinion, you will be learning from them. Tux also says the YouTube algorithm is the biggest mystery in the universe currently. It's even less explored than the Marianas Trench. Believe it or not, Google's algorithm, I haven't been an SEO in a while, but Google's algorithm is the true biggest mystery in the universe. I used to work for a 100 plus, to give you some idea, we were a smaller SEO company. We had over 100 employees working all day, every day to try to figure out Google's algorithm. And that was like 5 or 6 years ago. I'm sure it is way, way, way more complex. But type like SEO company into Google. Every single one of those companies that come up, they make a living off of trying to interpret Google's algorithm for search engine optimization. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fascinating. I enjoyed my time in that world. I would love to get back into another PM role at an SEO company. But I digress. Kyle K, makes sense. Couple of dislikes might be jealousy. All dislikes might be the verge of assembling a computer or a mobile Diablo game. Nice. Kyle K, can you use arrow keys for that percentage thing? Up, down. Yep, I try to use the arrow keys. I try to use keystrokes as much as possible. Editing programs, Lightroom, Premiere, even Photoshop, learn the keystrokes. You're using your left hand to do as much as possible on the keyboard makes a huge difference in speed. Okay, got a couple of you guys talking back and forth. Awesome, love it. Love that you guys still talk to each other and you're here to kind of hang out rather than just bombard me with stuff. I want this to be, I always want my streams to be a hangout. I want you guys to know each other and ask each other questions and tag me, don't tag me, whatever. I keep up the good work, guys. This is exactly what I want. CiottiFPV hangout sessions rather than me just spouting stuff at you. I think each and every person in this community has something to contribute. We all have our own kind of specialties, and if we hive mind this mother, we can build some sick stuff. All right. MexZFPV asks, is there an Acrobrat 2 coming? I don't know for a fact, but Tommy would be crazy not to design one at the very least to use the DJI system and or maybe the Bitefrost system if there's a way to collect the HD on the camera, if they built a little SD card in or whatever. So yeah, I have to assume that there will be an Acrobrat 2 coming. Supercell says there's always that one guy that wants to put somebody down. Very true, but fuck that person. I don't even think about them. They are dead to me. MC Creations doesn't know why, but he never crashes when he does FPVs with his RC cars and crawlers. Nice. Jonathan Gay says he's a 1, maybe a 1.5. Hey man, we were all 1s and 1.5s at some point as well. It's just time. It's just stick time. Just bash your head into it. The more stubborn you are, the more better. Great. The more stubborn you are, the better you'll be at FPV. It's literally like a requirement to be super stubborn. Sean Hales flew his first crane yesterday and immediately landed in a puddle. I flew my first crane. Oh God, was it here? No, I flew. Maybe it was here. I think I did fly my first crane here, and then like a couple flights in, I got it stuck all the way on the top and had to climb that bastard. So don't feel too bad, man. I'd rather be in a puddle than having to climb all the way up that big bitch. Houseblog likes to see the crashes, even if it's a compilation or tagged on at the end. Watching edited stuff can make you feel like trash, and you never see them crashes. That's also why I've been kind of doing it. I think that is important. The first time I did it, somebody commented, was like, "Thank you so much for putting the crashes in. I seriously thought you guys never crashed." That couldn't be farther from the truth. I probably crashed more than all of you guys. It is just the way that I fly. It's also, for me, one of the big positives of this hobby is that you can do that. You can crash. Coming from motorsports, it's like, all right, well, if I crash, it's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, maybe even me getting hurt. Whereas with this hobby, the ability to crash and not get hurt and only break something that's kind of inexpensive is pretty slick. So why not take advantage of that part of this hobby? And I try to, if at all, when possible. All right. MC Creations can't crash into the ground if you're already on the ground. Ben Watkins says, does anyone know if a 12 amp ESC is okay for some 1306 motors which have a max 17 amp draw on bench tests? I know the rig will be less. Also depends on props. Hoping to use 16 by 16 stack. So Ben, the first thing I'll warn you about is 16 by 16 stacks used to not really perform to the rated amp draw. I know a lot more time has been spent on 16 by 16 stacks since then, so that might not be a problem, but fair warning, if it's a true 12 amp, you'll be fine. Once those, so bench tests are a loaded prop, static air, so once you get it in the air and you have actual airflow, that 17 amp will come down. What I would recommend is run the lowest pitch props. Like, let's say if you're going to do that on a 3-inch rig, run the lowest pitch 3-inch prop that you can find and then ramp it up. If that's not enough power for you, go one step up on the pitch. And if you get to a point where you start to get desyncs, you've gone too far. You've already damaged the ESC a little bit, but you should be fine. I've had good luck at that point backing off on the pitch and being fine for a while longer with that ESC. So if you're going for 3-inch, I believe the least pitchy 3 inches are the GemFan 3018s that just came out. So get yourself some of them, see how the power is. If it's enough power, stop there, and you're good to go. But if it's not enough power, you can go to like the HQ 3x2s, or the supposedly the GemFan 3025s are kind of like the old hat, and not as good anymore. But yeah, that is that. Look at that. Steel got back to me. It's always a good day when professional FPV pilots reply to you. All right. Streaming until... What time am I streaming until? We started a little late, so let's do 3:30. Don't want to shortchange you guys. All right, cool. So I think we're pretty much caught up on the chat. No, we're not. Let me rip through the rest of it real quick. Oh no, die and burn in hell. Okay, let me text my wife back. Okay. Do you have Discord for your Patreon? Supercell asks. I do not. I don't use Discord much, so I don't know if I want to set up a Discord. If you guys want me to, so that you can talk to each other, I'll totally do it. But I don't want to set up a Discord and then just never go in there. Like I said, unless you guys find some value to it. I can already tell from Patreon and from these streams that I don't have quite as much FPV time as I used to, which is fine, but I don't want to keep piling on. That's kind of one of the things that I'm afraid of with Discord. I don't want to just keep piling things on that keep me from flying, fixing, doing the things that I really enjoy in this hobby. So I don't know. If you guys want a Discord, I will do it. But there would need to be some understanding that I might not be in there all that often. So I don't know. We'll talk more about it. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Mr. Tuck says, Ciotti, if you try to use keyboard shortcuts as much as possible, you should check out the Tarvin Van Hermit. He's an editor for the YouTube channel Linus Tech. Oh yeah, I love Linus Tech Tips. Oh god, and he uses 4 keyboards and multiple dials. Yeah, I do want to get a dial. I want to get a. They make nice little like $20 big chunky sensitive dials that are USB. I actually used to have one and then I got rid of it. I want that as a shuttle dial. It's really nice to have a great big dial to shuttle the video back and forth. So I do want to get one of those, but other than that, there's plenty of keyboard shortcuts. And I also do try to keep it, as much as I love Linus Tech Tips and some of the other editing guys, I mean, they just go so hard on the edits, which is great. I mean, that's their business. I try not to go that deep into it because it really starts to take time. Using the basic keystrokes saves the majority of the time, and that's what I want. Going totally nutso and starting to really make edits look insane, it just takes a long time, and I don't know if I want to go that deep quite yet. So yeah, MC Creations, that's why I love this community. Hell yeah. Bernat asks, what would you recommend under the 250 gram mark? I think a lightweight Acrobat is a great option for HD under the 250 gram mark. Other than that, X-Hover B-Roll is a good frame. The Rotorius Ripper will be out at some point here. That'll be a really good sub 250 gram frame as well. Those are my favorites. Sean Hales is editing. Get it done, brother. Bernat talking to Ben Watkins. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Too Much Rain for MC Creations. Mr. Tux was on vacation. You lucky bastard. And weather in Texas is great for flying because it never rains. And all right, cool. MC Creations is starting a Discord server with the other Brazilian channels. That's slick. Okay, Jonathan K just finished up the Acrobrat. Gonna go out and try it. Zing 1507s and Run Cam Hybrid. I'm excited. Awesome, awesome, Jonathan. Go break it. Props in or props out on my Acrobrat. Everything I have is props in right now. I do want to switch to props out. But I have to do everything at once, which is just annoying. All right, cool. Here we go. Gonna do some actual editing. All right, let me just make sure this is synced one more time. Yeah, it's synced. And now that I've had a couple seconds to think on it, let me go back here. Oh God, I'm glad I came back. The cross dissolve is gone. And it's too long. Okay, short cross dissolve looks pretty good there. So do you guys see what I mean about matching the rotational speed? How that really makes it kind of... So if you go... It's hard to see it when you go frame by frame unless you like hold your fingers up to the screen and measure like how much this tree on the 3/4 left is moving. And then when we get into the next clip, we can kind of compare to how much that tree is moving. But it's more just like going back like this and just watching it 18 times in a row to just see if it feels right. And right now, where this one is, I like where this is at. I still don't like that we go from so much light to so much dark, but I did edit it in a way that we're pointing at the ground when we fade out now, rather than pointing up at the sky. So that's definitely helping us there. So we're just gonna leave this. This is close enough, and now this snaps to the beat. So let's just keep going. See if there's anything else that we can match up. And that kind of matches up there too. Just because we change. We've been flippy-floppying, but now, boom. We changed to pretty much straight ahead. And now I really don't like this. I really want to figure this next bit out here. So I synced it up with that wop up up wop up up, which I like, but I think it needs to be a little bit earlier. So let's kill this. Yeah, it's just not there. It does need to dissolve. But this also needs to be a little shorter. So let's pull this back. Let's pull this back by 5. Thanks, MC Creations. I am working on it, man. Yeah, I mean, I think we all know that there's just too many things in this hobby to try to get good at. So we all... It definitely... What I will say is that it definitely helps to kind of choose, like figure out the things that you like the most in this hobby, and make like a conscious effort to choose. For me, I enjoy flying the most, so at some point I said, okay, flying is going to be, you know, in that I like doing it the most, I want to do it as much as possible, and it's probably because of all of this, it's probably the thing that I'm going to get the best at. So I made a conscious effort to say, okay, let me prioritize all the things that I need to know and I need to get good at. I'm going to put flying on the top of that list. When I put flying on the top of that list, the other thing that happened is I put repairing right below it because I crash a lot when I fly and because I want to get better. So putting that at the top of the list also drug one of the things I hate the most, which is repairing, along with it, but that's okay. That's the sacrifice you got to make. So yeah, just having that thought in your head of like, well, all right, what's my favorite? It kind of naturally happens, right? Like we don't necessarily have to think about that. It will sort of just naturally, like, I do the things that I like the most, but it does help to make a conscious decision on that. What if I do this? What if I chop out going past... Oh, I have an idea. So I will... So the clip that I'm coming from, the horizon is flat, and then I yaw turn. I add more yaw than roll, which is what... Actually, what I did here is I added yaw first. So here's how you can tell, right? See the path that I'm tracking? I'm tracking a path that's like a couple feet in on the grass, right? If I had only added yaw, that path would not have changed. I would have kept going straight, a foot in from that curb, and it would have just rotated around. I know that I coordinated the sticks to add left roll because we can already see straight path, straight path, straight path, straight path, straight path start to rotate, and I'm getting closer to the curb. So I know I've added left yaw, but I've added more, I'm sorry, left roll because I'm getting closer to the curb. But I know that I added more yaw than roll because of the fact that the horizon is starting to slant. So basically what I did here to create this effect is I added yaw first, and then I added less roll than yaw. And I did that because I didn't want to ram right into the fucking stranger driving around the parking lot for the last half an hour. So that's something that you can kind of do. It's I didn't necessarily do that consciously. That's just happening. My fingers are just naturally doing that. But for anybody wondering how to accomplish that sort of move there, where you rotate around and you bring the and you tilt the horizon. But so by tilting the horizon like that, what it also allowed me to do is hammer the throttle and really exaggerate this explosion away from the car. So I was deep in the throttle, probably here still, and that just gives me that slingshot, even more of a slingshot past the car. So let me try to do this with the edit. I'm going to leave the last frame as like the last frame where the horizon is level, and we'll see how that looks. So that's right around there. See how it even starts to work? It works better because there's not a so there's something called a jump cut. This is definitely considered a jump cut because it's a big jump, right? Like we're not mixing the two all that well. But it's a little bit less of a jump cut because the horizon is level here and then the horizon is level here again. And your brain just kind of understands that. And then as soon as we start, we get some rotation going. So there's not quite so much of a jump cut because our brain is like, okay, at least the horizon's still level, but the fact that we're cutting and then immediately doing a motion, slanting the horizon, it just makes it look like it's meant to be there rather than a mistake, right? Like that. And it also syncs up with the clap in the music, right? So if we go back a little bit, this should, and kick up the volume, this should actually kind of work now, but I'm still going to try the dissolve. Gotta fix that. Oh, okay, so that's pretty much unedited. All right, so that's fine. So this is not bad as a cut. I do want to make sure it's perfectly lined. If I'm going to leave it as a cut, I want to make sure it doesn't... Okay, so I need a little bit more of it to line it up with that clap, and I actually want to push it back one more. So let me do this. Let me just pull it out ever so slightly. You'll see what I mean in a second. Just stick with me. See how it just lines up ever so slightly better there? Man, that works. I really love that acceleration. I really, really do. All right, so we have it as a cut for now. But let's just look at it with a dissolve. And we'll do a quick dissolve like we talked about earlier. Let's try 10. 5, I know 5 will work. 5 frames. Let's try 10 frames. It works, but it loses impact. Again, we have a clap that we're syncing up with, so we want a little more impact, I think, than 10 frames. Wow, I want even more than that. Go down to 3. Yeah, that's better. And I'm going to cut it there because there is a bobble in the tune that happens here. And I also don't necessarily love the spinny nonsense that I do after this. In case somebody was wondering, here's what the bobble in the tune looks like. See that little It's not a shimmy. It's literally a bobble. It's what happens when you chop the throttle too quickly, and your tune is not perfect. See it? I make the move, and then it like back and fronts. It's on the pitch. It's on the pitch axis that it's happening, because that's the axis with all the weight. Right after that, yeah, right as I crest the top of that tree, there's a little bobble that I don't want. So, but luckily there's a nice spot in the music, so we're gonna. It's that thump right there. Doomp. And we can hear it. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to go one after it, and that's where I'm going to cut this. And now let's see what we're going to put in after it. Yeah, I don't necessarily love that. That was a little sloppy, and then I hit the ground. So I'm going to kill the rest of this, and we're going to go to another clip. So now we got to find something that matches here. What are we doing? We're throwing up over a tree. We are rotating right, and see the bobble's still in there, but see the bobble happens right as it cuts. I'll put a dissolve in, and that'll cover up the bobble. Chat is going ham. What are you guys over here talking about? Props in, props out. Supposedly props out performs a little bit better, but a lot of pro pilots still run props in, and I have to assume that a lot of them have tried props out, so it can't be that drastic. But there's something to be, I forget what exactly it is. It's something like when you're running props out, if you're in a hard corner, it allows the outside rear motor to do more work. So yeah, I do want to switch it. Although the main reason I want to switch is I run these $12 RC25G run cam lenses, and props in, when I fly really low to the ground, it throws rocks up into the lens, and the lenses are chipping, and I'm having to replace these $12 lenses because I can't see through them properly. So that's the main reason for me wanting to go props out. All right. What else do we have? Let me get caught up on the chat real quick. MC Creations channel is a DIY channel. Usually have cuts every few seconds in the end. No worries there. I'm a fan of that as well. All right, awesome. You guys are just hammering on that props in, props out. Love it. And lots of really good info in there, which I didn't even realize that I was repeating what's already been said. So good job, guys. Supercell says, what are you changing when you change the frames? What do you mean by that? Are you even talking to me, Supercell, or are you talking to somebody else in the chat? Yeah, let me know. Okay, so let's find something that matches here. What do we got here? Yeah, I love that little throw, but it's sloppy running into that. I also didn't pitch back quite enough so you could really see what was going on with that throw. Supercell, explain that question a little bit more. I don't know what you mean by frames. When you say frames, I keep thinking of quad frames. What do you consider a frame in here? Or are you talking about quad frames? Oh, okay. You are adding and taking away from frames. I just don't see what it's doing to the video. I got you. So what you're saying is I'm adding and taking away frames of video, right? Like chopping this a little bit earlier. All right. I think that's what you're saying. I will be more obvious about it next time I do it. That's a really good question, and it's all very subtle. I've been editing for a long time. So what I mean, So almost 20 years ago, I was a TV radio communication major in university. I did a good amount of work on. Sorry, Brad. No, I'm gonna pick up and put Brad on the stream. Brad McManus, my best friend in the world, McManus FPV, is coming on the stream. Ready? Here we go.
Yo.
Brad McManus, McManus FPV, is on CiottiFPV stream. What is up, my friend?
It's funny because I'm calling to tell you you're famous.
Oh, really? How so?
I was flying with a bunch of County guys. There's a gentleman there by the name of Ron, who you just sold some Popo motors to.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and he was like, wait, you know Aaron? I'm like, yeah, he's like my brother.
That's ridiculous. When I was shipping those motors out, I was like, Pennsylvania? I wonder if... Nah, no way.
No, he's buying the rest of my Popo.
Ah, nice.
Because he loves them, so I was like, all right, this works out well.
That's
but anyway,
perfect.
he said to say hello. So that
Sick.
was the purpose of the call.
Awesome. Where you off to fly? Or are you flying today?
Yeah, we just got done. We were out ripping a couple little office park spots nearby.
Sick. Very
Good
cool.
time.
Say something to the internet.
Oh, this is on the internet. Fantastic. What are you doing? What are you streaming?
So my power kept going out on Thursday and Friday, and it appears to have cooked my webcam. So I only have OBS, so I'm doing an editing stream because all I have is audio and my monitors.
Nice. Webcam's cheap and easy to replace.
Yeah, I have to replace that Hero 7 anyway, so I gotta go to Best Buy and I'll do them both.
So, something I can mention is I flew a 6S Mark Spatz tuned, UAV Tech quad.
Oh, the smooth operator?
It was, I guess, it was a smooth operator, one of the Catalyst Machine Works, but it flew amazing. I mean, the rates weren't mine, obviously.
Yeah.
But the Fs were up in the 200s. The Ds were in like the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah, and it was twitchy as a motherfucker, right?
Well, again, his rates weren't mine, so it was hard to say, but I'll tell you, I couldn't get that thing to prop wash no matter how hard I tried.
Yeah, run the D's up that high. I've been wanting to play with that because, like, it's never going up to the actual D gain anymore. That's pretty cool.
With D-Min, it's just like that quick little spike.
Yep.
But, man, I'll tell you, but it's the motors, it's the 1750s, the F40 Pro 2 1750s on 6S.
Oh, dude, aren't they insane?
Loved it, great run time, just felt at home, like I felt.
Yep, it's just right.
I felt like a high KV4S.
Yep,
just
yep,
right.
Awesome.
Cool, you get back to your stream, brother, and I'll talk to you later on.
Good deal, man. I'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Later. Well, there you guys go. That's who you have to thank in the grand scheme of things for me getting into this hobby. Because one Christmas, 3 Christmases ago, I guess, he sent me a Blade Nano QX line of sight non-FPV little quad, and that started the sickness. So there you go. All right, we got to find something to mix with this. So we're rotating right, and we're traveling up. So I wonder if I can mix it with that right there. Let's see where the rest of this little run goes. Over there. Little snap. Failed attempt at a reversal. I might ditch that. I might just ditch that, my friends. Let's see where the rest of it goes, though. Come on, just don't. Don't start. Is this that little orbit I did where I clipped the, Yeah, this is a little like me getting lost and just trying something. I'm gonna ditch this whole clip, I think. Fuck, I'm having an issue with my allergies today. What is this? What is this? I just have a lot of random clips floating around. Oh man, we might be on the verge of a full-on allergy attack. If my allergies attack me, It's beyond 3 o'clock. I'm going to shut this mother down because I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me sneeze 700 times in a row and just sniff for like a half an hour. Oh boy, here we go. This is my nightmare. That's an interesting little run. So if I kick this in on that throw. Ooh, fuck. No, I'm going to get rid of this. Hack and slash time, boys and girls. Hack and slash time. I have enough video here where I can really just dump a lot of stuff. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Yeah, MC, I'm allergic to cats, and but I will never not have a cat. I scratch the cat with my left hand, and I scratch my face with my right hand, and 99% of the time that works well. I don't think this is cat allergies right now because like he hasn't even been in the room. I think this is just my allergies being assholes. I went in for one of those allergy tests at one point, and they prick your back. They make a grid on your back, and then they prick each square in the grid with a different allergen. And usually you only have to go in for it once. They test you for all like the more generic things that you can be allergic to. So I went in. They do that. They prick your back, and then you have to wait 15 minutes for the allergic reaction to happen. And then the nurse comes back in. She's like, "Oh my God, honey!" So I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and it itches like absolute hell. And she comes back in. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't come back sooner." And I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "Your whole back is red. You're allergic to everything." And then the doctor comes in. The doctor's like, "All right, we're going to have you come back because we want to test you for more specific things." So I ended up coming back in a couple weeks, and they did it all over again. And then I got allergy shots in 1 shot per arm every week for like 2+ years. Every Monday I would take a long lunch break, go and get injected in both arms with a little bit more every week. And that was back when this is like 10 years ago, back when I was living in New Jersey. And when I was living in Charleston, my allergies actually got a lot better. Possibly because they've like cut all the fucking trees down because they're idiots in Charleston right now. But ever since moving to Georgia, I'm having an issue again with my allergies, so I'm gonna have to start taking Claritin every night like I used to. But once again, I digress. Ben Jacobs says hello. Hello, Ben Jacobs. How the hell are you? If my allergies don't get better, this is going to be a short stream for you because we're beyond 3 o'clock already. So in my mind, I can just stop streaming at any time and I won't feel bad about it. But I will persevere as long as I can. I think I'm going to get rid of this as well because I already have plenty of just shredding through the bottoms of the trees. But let's see if there's anything interested here. That was a great little throw. I really like that throw, and I really like this landing. So this might actually be what I chop in there from maybe there. Maybe I can add in this crazy rotation. All right, so this rotates to the right. Let's see what I can do with this. Let's chop this. It might actually even work with just a straight up cut. No, it doesn't, but a dissolve will fix it, and we will be golden. I can already tell. This is going to be slick with a dissolve. We just got to get the length of the dissolve right. Yeah, the 30-frame dissolve is way too much. Let's try a 10, and then I think we're going to end up down at a 5. So somebody was asking, all right, somebody was saying, like, you're removing frames, but I'm not seeing the difference. Okay. What I think is happening is I'm only removing a couple of frames at a time. Like I was starting to say, I've been editing for a long time. For most of you guys, that having been editing for forever, I would not get as hung up as I'm getting on like 2 frames, 3 frames, stuff like that. Just make cuts, put it out, watch it a couple times, get some feedback, and you'll slowly get better and better and better. But like I was getting at, I have over 100 edits up on YouTube. I've been doing it for over 10 years. So I really look for small details, which might be why it's hard to see. Like when I say, oh, I'm going to remove something. Ben Jacobs with a really good question. Quick question. What do your PIDs range from on your 3-inch quads trying to tune out prop wash? That it looks sick. Thank you. I will show you. Since I don't have a webcam today, I might as well do everything I can possibly do with just the OBS screen share. And this is something I can do. So let's see. The Acrobrat, I've been tuning the Acrobrat recently with the help of Danny Mars, a random guy that I met in the Betaflight Black Box Tuning Facebook group. So this is where I ended up with the Acrobrat. I am actually, after talking to Brad just now about that Spats tuned rig, I am going to raise these D gains up a little bit. That's 4 points that I just put in, 4 points that I'm putting in here to pitch. Let's save that. The reason why I'm able to just keep pouring on the D gain nowadays is that the Ds run at the D-min values for the majority of the time, and then they only boost up to the actual D values here when needed. So you can really run these pretty high and not get hot motors, because it shouldn't be up this high all that often. It should be down here the majority of the time. If it's not, if you do this and you're getting hot motors, the problem is down here in your gain and your advance. The gain is how quickly the D gain raises. So like when it starts to see prop wash, the gain is like a multiplier. So if the gain is very low, let's say it starts to see roll prop wash, right? So it's running at 24, it starts to see prop wash. If the gain is very low, the D-min is going to go like 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, like at that speed. With the higher you put this gain, the quicker it's going to go up. So instead of going up that slowly, it's going to go 24, 25, 26, and it's going to raise a lot faster to try to catch that prop wash as it's happening. So if you have that gain too high, it's going to raise too quickly to this number, and you might get hot motors. The D-min advance, is how early it starts to raise from the D-min towards the D value. So basically, there's with this advance at 0, the way that it works is it looks at the gyro values. It looks at the gyro to detect prop wash to start raising the D gain. When you start adding advance, even as little as 1, it starts to look at your set point. It starts to look at what you're doing on the sticks to try to predict if it needs to raise the D-min up. So the advance of 20 seems to work pretty well. It really kind of gets a jump on raising the D-min. But again, if you're getting, if you do this, you add D gain to better handle prop wash, and you start to get hot motors from doing that, you can try lowering your advance to slow down the onset of the prop wash. So that's what's so nice about D-min and just Betaflight in general right now, that Falco and Flyduino can't touch, is that this system of D-min, gain, advance, and the derivative, the standard D gain, this system allows you to not only tune, it allows you to set values to handle the amount of prop wash. It allows you to literally just specifically set this D value at the maximum amount of authority you need on your specific build to handle all of the prop wash. But it also allows you to set the D-min and the gain of the advance to
to catch the different rigs and specifically different sized rigs, the prop wash will come on faster or slower. And the D-band, the gain, and the advance allow you to tune that out as well. None of the other flight software can do that. This is one of the big advantages of Betaflight right now, is that you can not only squash the maximum amount of prop wash that you're going to get with your D-gains, but you can also adjust how quickly the onset of this comes on, and you can have it drop down to the D-man when you're just flying straight. So you don't get D-term vibrations when you're just trying to track a straight line because of the D-man. So the D-gain is really being handled better in Betaflight right now by a long margin, by a big margin rather, versus the way it's handled in Flyduino and Flight 1. So there you go. That's kind of my current understanding of the way D-gain is working in Betaflight 4. This is how it worked in 4.0. I think they might have changed it a little bit in 4.1, but it still seems to track and work in the same way. So something that I definitely notice in micros is that they will get like a little judder of prop wash, and then it'll handle it. So down here, the gain and the advance, that's how you really affect that and correct that. So I'm actually going to, now that I've kind of talked through this, I'm realizing that I do want to bump these up a little bit. 27 and 20. Let me look at what I always leave profile 3 alone so that I can see what the standard settings are, which is 27 and 20. So let me go up. Profile 1 is always like my most jacked up tune. Although in this case it's not. I dropped the P's down. That's interesting. But I'll trust wherever I left the P gains here. I am going to move this up a little bit. So let's go up to like, let's say 30 on the gain to make the D gain rise faster. Fuck it, let's go up to 32. And the advance, I'm going to go all the way up to 30. In hopes that that'll catch that quick little judder of prop wash. This is 4.1. Try to catch that prop wash judder. Man, I'm struggling with my fucking allergies. Shit balls. Oh no. I know it's bad when I get the third sneeze. Oh boy. RC1. Wait, no, not RC1. Yeah, usually it says which release candidate it is. That's weird. Oh no. Wait, what? 4.1.0. Is there a stable for 4.1 already? Really? Where's it at? Ah, come on. Load. Thank you, guys. What board is this? This is the Talon F7. Oh, man, this is brutal. I forget the name of the board. HENA/Talon F. What's this HENA thing? That's odd. HENA, huh? Okay. Interesting. All right. Now they're still on release candidate. I didn't think there was a stable 4.1 yet. Huh. I wonder why it just says 4.1.0. Whatever. I thought it said the release candidate version. I thought it would say like 4.1.0 RC whatever. Strange. Oh, I can tell by the date. September 22nd. So I can tell by that. Let's see. September 22nd. There it is. So I'm on RC4. So there we go. So yeah, and the original question was PIDs for handling prop wash, and that's what I've been trying to talk about. So I don't just want to give you a set. Don't copy my values. These values are very specific to the Acrobrat with these 1507 motors with very, very lightweight props. That's probably why I'm down so far on the P gains. But yeah, that's how you want to deal with D-gain. You can if you're on 4.0 or higher, you can probably raise your D-gains because it's not going to be at those higher values for very long. And the other thing you can do that I didn't talk about is you can raise your D-min a little bit. If you raise your D-min a little bit, it'll just decrease the gap between your D-min and your highest ever your standard D value. So there you go. All right, let me do like 5 more minutes of editing on this thing here, and then I'm actually going to call it because I am just miserable right now. My whole face is leaking and exploding and annoying me. I said that I was going to leave this little bobble, and I can't stop looking at it, so I'm actually going to edit this little bobble out. It's driving me insane. And this will be a good example of just removing a couple frames. So I do it with the left and right arrow keys when I start to get really, get into the precise editing. I do want to listen though for the music. I don't want to chop this so that it's in between beats, and I think it's on a beat already. So hold on, and it is. I might be able to cheat it just a little bit. Well, where's the previous beat to that one? That's way back here. Damn it. Well, maybe the cross dissolve will cover it up just enough. I don't want to change where that hit is. Let's do a 15 frame. Okay. That's all right. I don't love it. I don't love it. I think I don't love it because of that. See that on the right side of the screen? During this cross dissolve, it's giving me that big bit of nonsense. Let's try something. Let's just try moving the cross dissolve over until that goes away. See on the right one here in our preview. See, I can just move it until that bit of bright sky goes away. And all I'm doing is dragging the all I did was drag the cross dissolve over to the right so that the cross dissolve starts a little bit later. And I also want to shorten it a little bit. And I'm going to shorten it even more. And now I can even scooch this again. Alright, so there it is. So now there's not that big bright thing on the right. It just makes the transition a little slicker. Yeah, we'll leave that. Cool. Okay. Try to do a little more. God damn. Alright, yeah, so I start to get lost there, so that's fine. So this is a good spot to chop it. But it's going to be hard to find the beat on this one. There's not like a defined thump that I can find by just shuffling through frames. Yeah, it's just a weak, like, something. So I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to bring another clip in, and we'll see how it lines up. I hate having to do this, because this is how you get these cuts just a little bit off, but this is how you make it work. So take a guess, and then you got to watch this a bunch of times in a row. Oh, you know what? There's a clap in there. Oh, but the clap is before I go through the trees, so that'll look stupid. Oh, there's a second clap. Bang. That's where I want it. There it is. Hear it? Boom. Clap. So we'll go 1, 2 after it, and this is where we'll cut it. So like, again, getting back to like the fact that I'm working in these tiny little amounts of. So let's see. All I'm really cutting right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm only cutting 16 frames, which is not a lot. That's half a second. But the difference that it'll make, in my opinion, is grand. Come on. All right, so the beginning of that ain't right, but this actually, these two clips will kind of work together. So see, all right, so now we just got to watch it a couple times and really pay attention to make sure it hits. Oh, wait, no, I managed to put it on this clap. So now that it's on the clap that I was able to find in the, by shuffling frame by frame, we should be good. Yeah, Cyclone 3056s are really good. You wouldn't think so. The 56 seems like a lot of pitch, but the whole like outer half of each blade is very there's not a lot of material there, so the pitch number is kind of deceiving. Okay, cool. Let's get this. That cut is in the right spot. Oh man, for racing, I have no idea, Ben. Oh god. Oh man, MC Creations has to bail. Thanks for hanging, brother. I appreciate it. You're not gonna miss much. I'm gonna bail soon. My nose is like a faucet right now. It is just pouring. I'm wiping it with the rag that I work on my quads with, so I probably just drove 10,000 fiberglass splinters into my upper lip and nose holes. Let me try something real quick, like, see what this looks like with a quick one. Nah, not right. Cut this here, see if it's a little better. Whew. Whew. Oh my god. Thanks, Ben. I'll be better in a few hours. Ugh. Oh boy. Shit on a pancake. I was really hoping to get this edit done today. It is not going to happen. Noah's in here. Never fear. Noah, send me some Claritin. Because I'm about to bail. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. Man, I still don't like that. It's a little too abrupt. Not doing well, Chris. Not doing well. Allergy attack. Ugh, sons of bitches, sons of bitches. Oh. A minute for you guys, though. This is how much I love all you. I'm willing to tough it out. I know what I'm going to do. What I don't like about this cut is that we're going from smooth to violent. So let's go from smooth to smooth. So we'll pick where this... So there's a big snap that I left in, but then we slow down here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, God, I've got the plague. Chris is right. I've got the plague. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if I like it, but it's interesting. Dead. I've died. You guys are getting to watch history. Man dies from allergy attack on live stream. Let me check something real quick. Alright, well, that's interesting. Let me do this. I can cut this in. Let's try this. Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna fucking impregnate you with all the viruses through audio. Ugh. Alright. It's bad enough that I'm having trouble thinking. So I'm gonna bail, but let me give you guys this let me give this to you guys where I'm at so far. We got a little bit done today. Oh god, lots of technical problems. Here's where I'm at. Ask any questions that are burning, and I gave the computer a virus. Either the computer gave me an allergy virus, or I gave the computer a virus. Here's where we're at. I think this is now unedited. Maybe not. No, we're still good. That's where we're at. So there we go. I'm going to have to call it. I promise I won't impregnate anyone. For anybody joining late, my my webcam somehow just blew up the other day. Power kept going off, and now all of a sudden the webcam won't work. So I got to run to Best Buy. I also have to return and get another Hero 7 because that broke on like the first battery. So no more Hero 7 Freestyle for me. I'm going to go put my head in the oven and just end it all because my whole head feels like just a box of shit balls. All right, guys. Sorry that you've had to listen to the absolute end of the world allergy attack of doom. Yeah, just took a Claritin. We'll talk about 4.1. It's on a surge protector. Very strange. But, all right, everybody. Sorry for the subpar stream. I tried my best. My allergies did not cooperate. But, hey, some streaming is hopefully better than none. Thanks for coming by. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow night at either 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. If Bardwell's streaming at 8, I'm going to follow him up at 10. If Bardwell's not streaming at 8, I'll jump on at 8. And I'll take an allergy pill before the stream so that hopefully I don't die and you guys don't have to listen to me die. So, yeah, and hopefully I'll have the webcam back up tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Hold on. I'm a bad streamer person. Oh, wait, here. Update. Live update. We're at 3,200. We're getting closer. We are getting closer, people. We can do it. And Here's a link to my Patreon with all the true secret sauce. As you guys can see, I've got just all kinds of fun stuff. This is new. I threw this up the other night. This is all my favorites in a Spotify playlist. Unlisted stuff like a little 1750 6S maiden, and then like articles and all kinds of good stuff over here on my Patreon. I really try my best to make it worth the $3, $5, $10, $20, whatever you feel it's worth. I try to make it worth your while. Yeah, on Patreon, $3 is the same as $20 or $42. So whatever you feel, whatever you got, whatever you can comfortably afford, I'd love you to come over and get access to some really cool stuff. Some good articles, a couple Facebook pages that you'll be able to join that are private. There you go, secret Facebook group access. So yeah, like I said, try my best to make the Patreon worth it. Love to have you over there. Lots of fun stuff. We have some good conversations over there, and we've been having some fun. So yeah, join. If you're not, if you don't join, then I'm gonna come to your house and cut you into little pieces. See you guys later. Talk to you guys tomorrow night.